Hey, good looking. Welcome back to the Makeup Lab. And today I am featuring for you guys, hopefully if this is all working out, a live stream of us choosing together some shadows for the Muerte palette. Can you turn that down? Thanks. Sorry, we've just got some technical check-ins there. Okay, so while I'm waiting for a couple of people to jump on, I also want to go over, we are going to be choosing some eyeshadows, hopefully if everything works out okay. And I'd also like to do a look if we have some time, but also understand that sometimes it takes a while to pick some of these shadows out. So without any further ado, let's get started. For my replay audience, if you guys are hitting this up on the replay, I will have timestamps down below. And you guys, hi everybody. Yay, we're live. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to be I'm going to be toggling between a couple screens here I got for you guys. This, where we will be choosing some, hopefully all Sydney Grace shadows and duping the vibes of the Muerte palette. Stephen, real quick, could you help me? How do I get a picture of the Muerte palette to show? How do I get a picture of the Muerte palette to show up anywhere on the screen? I don't really care. I'm using StreamYard, and like 20 seconds before I was supposed to start, I decided, oh yeah, that'd be kind of nice if everybody could see a palette of it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, honey, can I borrow your iPad? I'm sure he's really going to appreciate that, but I got to have something to look at. So anyways, while I'm waiting for him, I am going to go ahead and show you guys. I've got some neutral shimmers here in this selection that we probably really won't be getting into, but then I do have some colors here that I'll show you that will probably, hi, Eileen. Thanks so much for joining, and chime in whenever you can. So, okay. The first shadow in the palette, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and toggle between that and just bring up the Muerte palette. Do you happen to have your iPad that I could borrow to bring up the Melt Muerte palette that I can look at? Thank you. So, because I like vaguely remember. It starts out with mattes, and I know it's going to pretty much all come from the colors. And then I've got my empty palette here. And then you guys chime in whatever you feel like. If do you remember the second browser? Yes. So I do have a second browser up. And then, oh, so I might just do like a third browser that would have the picture of the Melt Muerte palette. Okay, that's fine. We can also do that. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much. Here we go. That'll work. Yes, so we've got it. What do you mean? I'm toggling back and forth here like a pro. Thank you, though. Okay, so the first shade that we've got here in the palette, I'm going to stand up to see this even. You can't even read it. That's beautiful. I cannot even read that. Whoever, so it is actually a shimmer, and it's a color. All right. So let's go ahead and look here. I am just bringing up a picture. Hopefully I can read some of the shadows in this. Angelito is the first shade, and it looks like a shimmery aqua shadow. And so for that, I would say something that might be too blue. This is where it gets really fun, guys, because I just take these and I just like swatch a couple of them. So that's a blue one. So there's an option. I don't know. I kind of go back to this mint green sometimes too. And that might be an option. I'd have to look at swatches as well. That one might be it. Okay, then we've got this one right here, which might last row, fifth. Would it be this one? So last row, fifth one in. Maybe it's the seventh. Okay. Ooh, that one's pretty. Thank you. Oh yeah, I think this one might be the one that we're looking for right there. I'm thinking that one. This one seems a little bit too sheer. Okay, I got my old baby diaper right over here, but I'm thinking this one, and I believe that's Megalodon. Yeah, so Megalodon. Oh, it's not. It's fixed. Okay. Starting from the gold inward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this one's a green one. That's kind of nice. Let's see. You think? I don't know. I don't know. I think we probably ought to go with something a little more aqua shade. Might be a little too green, don't you think? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Megalodon for the first shade. So here we go. That's the first one. Next one is a matte, and it's colored. So here comes my ADHD in full force, nonetheless. By the time this is all done, everything will be scattered everywhere, every which way. Okay, there we go. And grabbing a white, because you got to have whites. I'm thinking, so it's kind of an aqua shade, isn't it? Oh boy, I don't know. We might be a little deep with this one right here, but I'm thinking that one might be it. What do you guys think? So what about that one? Yeah, I think that one might be it. It's a little more blue, but it kind of looks green. I don't know. I think it'll be okay. We could also try this one here. I think this is Seafoam. And that one looks like that. Oops. Real good one, Kendra. That was a Kim K. West swatch right there. I know that one seems a little too light, and it wouldn't appeal to very many skin tones. That would look really ashy, I feel like. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Eileen. Let's use the other one. Let's stick with, okay, this is the shade Scuba Diver. Can everybody hear me okay? I muted one of my mics, and I'm using the other one. I believe I'm using the one from this webcam. I don't know how well it sounds. Hopefully it's decent. Sorry if it's not, but let's go back to the drawing board. So the third shade in, oh my goodness. I gotta take that. If I press the home key, will it unlock it? Yes. Okay. All right, so we're back. Let's not do that ever again. This is going to be a really, really dark, I'm thinking aqua shade. So okay, like I kind of just see them and then I go from there. What do you guys think of that? It's thrilled. Hi, everybody who's joining. Thanks so much for watching. We are duping the Muerte palette. I'm going to try my best to use all Sydney Gray shadows. So it might be more of a duping the vibes type of situation. But we are here live streaming. You guys are digging with me here in the shadows. And we're swatching everything. So let's go ahead and try this. This is Thrill. This is for the third shade in. And this is going to be Dulo. Sorry, I haven't been saying the shade name. Sorry about that, guys. That's pretty dark. That's fairly dark. I don't know. I'm thinking that's good. That's nice. And it's fairly aqua shade. Yeah, I feel like that's not blue because we head into the blue as we go down to something eternal, maybe. I can't really see off the top of my head. So I think I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go ahead and stick that one here on the docket. And then let's go back to the drawing board and look at this shade right here that I've got. This is Siren Call. This is a more green shade. And greens don't swatch as good, typically. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I would rather stay with this one. I think I'm going to stay with that one. Hi. Yeah, let's go ahead and put Siren Call back. You never know, because when you get farther into it, it may get where you want to, you know, backtrack a little bit. So, okay, now we're on to the fourth shade into the palette, and that fourth shade is going to be Pantheon. I don't speak Spanish well at all. So that one to me looks like almost a black. So if we head back on over to the drawing board, to me that looks black. And I'm just going to grab my neutrals because I put my black in my neutrals over here. Yeah, I'm really thinking that's probably what it's going to have to be. Even if it's not a black, this is going to probably have. It gets muffled from the overhead perspective. I wonder if I'm using my mic from my phone the entire time. So do you guys want me to switch back as often as I can to hear? I can hear feedback. I don't know why. This is midnight, and it's just like a black. That's what I see. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I think that's what I might use. And then it comes up with mic is muted, but I need only one mic to be muted. I don't know. So in the overhead, that one, oh, maybe I have the wrong mic muted. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Let me try and undo this real quick. Okay, now does that sound better? If anybody's listening, does it sound better if I do it that way? Give me a shout out whenever you can. We are going to head on to the next shade in the palette, and that is Noche Eternia. I think I'm just going to have to put up with the muffling of the mic until I figure that part out. That's for another stream, okay? But as long as you guys, okay, so is that better? We need to utilize the same mic for both camera feeds. Oh, so don't toggle back and forth on the mics either. I'll leave that to my technical crew. At the top of my head, I'm not really sure. So that one's a really dark blue. And the only one that I have, I'm pretty sure this is It's a Boy. Right here. So I'll give you guys a swatch of that. And I think that one might be a really good option. Hi, Ruby. Well, I thought you were at work, sweets, so I wasn't going to bother you. But yeah, I was trying to do it for Friday morning because I've got a video ready to go and upload, but it's going to go up next week. And I'm kind of hoping that Fridays can be my chance to do. Why does my husband always to me? Anyways, I thought Fridays could be like a series of where we go back in time and just kind of dupe palettes that are discontinued or hard to get or something that just yeah, it's basically that they're discontinued, like the ones that got away, if you will. That's what I was kind of hoping to accomplish. And I want to do that in a live streaming series just so that I can still stay up to date with my videos and, you know, keep doing my single eyeshadows, makeup brushes that aren't morphine, and sunscreen. So anyways, okay. The next shadow in the palette is going to be Katrina, excuse me. And it is a shimmery dark blue. So here we are. Yeah, so that's what I thought I would try to do. And that way you guys kind of get to be a part of what you feel it is. Because, I mean, at this point, we can't really be wrong since we can't get a hold of the palette anymore. Do you want me to switch microphones again? Does it sound okay?
It sounds okay.
All right. Okay. So let me just do this one over here. This one is JB. I almost said it backwards. Oops. Oops ahead of time. Sorry, Sydney Grace. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you. I think that one's going to be nice. Although with the Muerte palette, this one's too aqua shaded. But Aqua Fever might be kind of a nice option as well. Oh, that one's a little bit darker, kind of more richer, like that shade right there. It's just not as deep. Okay, which one, guys? Do we do Aqua Fever or do we do It's a Boy? This is where we can take some liberties. Unless you guys see something else that I don't. Actually, a couple of my shimmers that might be blue, like blue black, might be in some of my neutral shimmers. There we go. Oh yes, honey. What about this? This one right here. Oh, break another eyeshadow. Oh yeah, honey, I got plenty of them. I had to, like, I was falling asleep one night. I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it for the tube. Oh my gosh, I need yet another. So I'm thinking something like that. Ooh, maybe even this one over here. Okay. Okay, so this first shade up here is Collective. And it is, that might be more of what we are vibing with, like a blue black. Let me look at the palette. I don't know, it's kind of, that's an option. And this one might be a little bit more purple, but purple sky, yeah. This would be like a duochrome. Oh, we could give it a duochrome vibe. So that one, I think I would, actually, I think this one right here. Let's go with Collective. Let me switch cameras and see. Okay. Let me go ahead and put some of these back. I think it was over here, actually. Oh, wait, there's one more. Do we want to do this one? Let's do it. Come on. Oh, Black Ice. Yes. Let's check it out. I think it's Katrina or something like that. It's the shimmery blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a swatch. That one's kind of pretty too. I don't have swatches up. I mean, I don't know. I think this one is still kind of too much silver for, yeah, it's Katrina. I think I'm gonna go with Collective. It just fell. I do this a lot. Okay. So Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Collective, but this black ice doesn't look too bad either, but it just looks more silvery than this one. I think I want more color, more saturation. All right. So last blue in the first row. This one right here, Eileen. This one was a contender, Aqua Fever. Does that sound? Is that the one you were talking about? We can put them both down here. We'll just put them both there, like that. And you can see both are sitting there, and we can choose between one or the other. This one's going to be more aqua. This is going to be more of that blue black that I think that the palette is kind of vibing with. Ooh, does the Wilderness palette dupe Muerte? So what do we think? Ruby has the palette. Now, Ruby, do you have Muerte? I can't remember. Yeah, I have to take an intermission here because I got so much blue all over my hands that the blue black. Okay, let's do that. I think it dupes it very well. But I haven't looked at like, oh, there's a matte that matches this matte. There's a shimmer that matches this shimmer. But from what I could tell, looks like it's, you know, kind of a good alternative. Let's put it that way. Oh, yeah, especially when you're not vibing with the colors. Colors kind of get overwhelming really quickly. So that's a part of the reason why I put away, you know, like keep colors and neutral separate, because sometimes it's can like turn you off from just wanting to do your makeup when you have to look at some colors and you're like, you know, I've only got 15 minutes to get ready. I can't look at these colors. Like, this is too much blending for me. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay. Let me get back on my screen here. And we are ready for the next shadow. And okay, this is where it's going to get interesting, because this is kind of where we get into the plummy shades, which Sydney Grace doesn't make a whole lot of these. She makes the more warm tone browns. She doesn't. What was the palette that I just got done duping? Yeah, that one's launching Tuesday. So I duped the retro palette with Sydney Grace shadows. It was very difficult because Sydney Grace doesn't actually have a lot of burgundy plummy shades. I don't know if they're just very hard to formulate or what the deal is, but she doesn't really have a whole lot to choose from, or at least I didn't think so, because I went through and I went into the website and I was like, okay, so if I don't have the shadow, let me get the name of the shadow that you would need to purchase, right? I couldn't find anything. So we may be taking some liberties here and going that way. So we've got, it looks like, are these are all four are going to be matte, right? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? It looks like they're all matte. Let me just go ahead and toggle on my laptop. Okay, so the last shade does look like it's a creamy shimmer maybe, but the Velorio, Sangre, Corazon, those three look like to me mattes. So Velorio, let's go ahead and look for Velorio. I think basically what I'm going to have to do is choose the lesser of evils. Actually, if you guys don't mind, I am going to go and grab my dupe palette, because I think that might have a couple of shades that have some plums in them. No, don't go anywhere, iPad. I need you to stay up. I grab that. Oh, so we've got some special content here, folks. This is my dupe palette. I don't know. I think it'll probably be between these two shades right here is what we're going to end up choosing. And they aren't as deep in saturation, and they look more brown than they do purple to me, but I'm just not seeing anything else. And I had this problem when I duped the shades for the Natasha Denona Retro palette. So we'll just have to kind of do the best we can. I'm thinking this shadow right here. I'm going to go and set them down and I'll switch it over because this one does have a little bit of an autofocus, but my camera is set up and it's not. It won't let me autofocus. Otherwise I would just do it that way. So this is Plummet. Yeah, you can see just not quite as much saturation, but I mean, it's still very dark. It's still very rich, but just not quite as rich and as dark. And this to me looks more brown than it does plum. See if I can build it up. I mean, she's built. She is built. So that would be an option. Or Lords of Leaping. And again, this is a brown shade. This is a brown shade. Yeah, that's orangey brown. Of course, maybe that's what we need to put in. I don't know. I agree with you, Rupi. I'm kind of done with the colors for right now. She says that she doesn't know how she feels about that. Wilderness palette. She's moving back into neutrals. I am too. And I just go with the seasons. When I'm feeling squirrely and playful and colorful, I go with the colors. When I'm feeling neutral, I try to go with the neutrals. So definitely. I think I'm going to go ahead and go for Plummet for the shade Velorio. And then, where did I put this? There we go. And then I think Lords of Leaping is going to have to be the shade that goes in for the one, and it is called Singri. I think that's just about as good as I'm going to be able to do for that. Now that fiery orange, unless you guys see something else, but this is all the Sydney Grace shadows that I own. And as far as I know, Sydney Grace doesn't really offer very many plum shadows. I wish I knew how to show you guys, like we could just kind of check out Sydney Grace's website really quick. And maybe I'm missing some shadows, but last I checked, they didn't have very many plummy shades. And they really only ranged from upper medium. They were not dark by any means. So, okay. Moving back over. This kind of looks, see again, it looks like a more red shade, doesn't it? So this is where we'll have to take some liberties. What do you think? I think it's too orange. Let's see. There might be some in my colors. Or some in my neutrals. Let me check it out. Ooh. Ooh. Actually, maybe. Okay, this one's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and put this one away. I don't think I need it anymore. This one here is still too golden. Okay. So this is Solomon. Yeah, it's too orange. All right. And then the other one that I thought I might do, that is Harvest. Again, I think we're just too orange, just way too orange. Let's go back to the drawing board. What about this one? This one looks kind of reddish in tone. And this is Piper's Piping. Let me grab my thingy. But yeah, this one looks like maybe it would be a fair contender. I'm just going to do that quick. Yeah, let's see if we got some room up here. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, may just have to. I may just have to. But, you know, so that begs the question, if I was duping this with whatever I had in my collection, what would I use, right? I would say probably this red. Yeah, that red gets pretty close. So that Muerte palette looks like it's just a straight red. This is Untouchable by Makeup Geek. That's probably what I would use if I was like picking any shade. And it doesn't really swatch the best. And that even kind of looks a little red, so, or a little orange, I should say. But yeah, that would be probably something that I would suggest. Okay, next shadow. And the last and final shadow is going to be the shade Calica, looks like. So that looks to me to be a satin to a shimmer. So let's go back into some of the satins. I think I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision. I'm going to take this guy out. I'm going to take Aqua Fever and put him away because we've got some aqua shades here and we've got some blues here. So I think we're safe to use a blue shade for a shimmer because we've got an aqua. So I'm going to go ahead and put that little guy up. And there doesn't look to be any colored shimmers that would be, so this would be like a neutral shimmers type of thing. Here we go. Oh, you can see, looky. I don't know if these, yeah, they do. They go all the way back. Okay. This is kind of the shade that I was thinking of, and it is Hidden Treasures. Also, a really good one might be Elegance. That one might be good. I had a shade called Demure, and it was more of a satin. Is this the one? No, that's Milk and Cookies. Oops. Bailey's Bliss. It really could go a number of ways, but this one does look like it leans more on the yellow side. So let's go with this one right here, as long as it's not too shimmery. That's Hidden Treasure. I don't think it has a duochrome in it, but all right. So here it is. Oops, you're probably, there we go. And it's still, hi, it's okay. So we are on the last and final shade, and it's looking like it's a shimmer to me, or a satiny shimmer. So I'm gonna go ahead and take liberties. If not, I'm choosing between Hidden Treasure and Elegance. I have another shade called Demure, and I thought honestly it would work even better. It is what I used to dupe my Flower Beauty Jungle Lights before I bought it. And it's kind of that golden yellow shade that I think is very beautiful. So let's go ahead and use Hidden Shimmer. Oopsie. That looks pretty. Oh, that's kind of blinding. Then here is Elegance. Not flipping anybody off. That's a little bit more dull, but it does lean more pink, and this one leans more yellow. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Hidden Treasure. And let's do the final swatch party, shall we? I think what I'm going to find, oh my goodness, I just ripped up a bunch of, do you see that? Oh, there's Milk and Cookies. Yeah, we decided that one was too pink. So this must be magnetic. iPads are magnetic on the back side. Or maybe it's the case. I don't know. Let me look for swatches. Oh, my husband is so sweet. He got me this when I asked him. Okay. Swatches. Okay. It is offline just to make sure that I can stream decently and we're not like using up too much bandwidth. So I don't actually have swatches, but let's go ahead and swatch my arm going like this way, shall we? And get some swatches. Sorry, I know my chair creaks. That's in the budget for like 2 years from now. So let's go ahead and get some swatches on my arm. The first shade is Megalodon. Am I up close enough? Okay. Next shade, Scuba Diver. And you guys know in my videos, I build them up. I'm like, I just make sure that I tell you, or I try to anyways. That's why I live swatch them on the thing. So I was picking the last shadow. Sorry. It was, I don't remember what the last shade was called. Let me look really quick. Calica. Does that sound about right? All right, let me build this up one more time. Then I have Thrilled. This shows up in a couple of different dupe videos that I have, one being the BH Cosmetics Pistachio palette, I believe. Another one is, I believe it's the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. I think that dupes one of the shades in there, and it came pretty close if I remember correctly. And this is in place of that shade. Dulo. And then the shade before it, Lagrimos, it does look a little bit more blue than it does green, and it looks more green in the palette, but we'll let it go. This is going to be Midnight. It's in place of that charcoal, really deep charcoal gray. I'm just using a black. I feel like it will give a very similar vibe. It's a Boy is duping the vibe of Noche Eternia. It's pretty. Let me build it up. I know there's probably not going to be a lot of people that can show up in the mornings on a Friday workday morning, but that's okay. We'll work on it. And then after that is Katrina or Katrina. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. And I'm using Sydney Grace's Collective. So Collective for Katrina. Oh, those are juicy. Look at that swatch. Those are nice and big, in fact. Let me use my mouse left-handed. So then we've got Valorio. Thank you. Plummet. Okay. This is more brown, more plummy than it is that like maroon shade. But still very pretty. Then we've got Lords of Leaping. That's in place of Sangre. again, just building up that swatch. The Lords of Leaping doesn't, I don't know if she's gonna hard pan on me or not. She might. We don't know yet. So then you've got kind of more of a cool toned one and more of a warm toned brownish red. Okay. Second to last, Piper's Piping. That's in place of Corazon. And that's going to be well. Let's squint a lot, folks. Let's squint a lot. It's not too bad. It's more orange than it, is red. So, but at least it gives you a variation of some sort. All right. And then last shade in the palette is Calica. And I'm using the shade, I believe it is Hidden Treasure. I need to wipe off that gunk. I hope I wiped off my fingers well enough. If it gives like a blue streak or something, it's because of my wipe. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, and there she be. It's a more muted vibe. Okay, so we have been on for 40 minutes. Class is dismissed. Extra credit though, if you want to stick around, I am going to go ahead and put some on my eyes. I grabbed my brushes, so we can do that. But homework, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. But if you're able to, and you can, I'm just going to be wiping off this stuff right here. And I'll give you guys a little secret on how I get, because I do these big, thick, juicy swatches, such as myself, all the time. And I actually use brush cleaner, just a couple spritzes. And then I take an old baby wipe. And in one swipe, I've got almost all of it off. So. But there we go. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I do have a mirror. That's nice. Okay. So here we are. This is the palette I'll be working out of today. I'm excited. I kind of want to use the teal. I'm like mentally preparing myself for color here. Juicy swatches. You betcha. Okay, yeah, we're ready. So let's buff some, I think it's Piper's Piping. I never remember. Piper's Piping into the crease. These are really dark shadows, by the way. Grab a mirror with the Sydney Grace logo. And I don't know if I can get that much closer. I guess I could if I like drop down. I'm going to buff some warmth into the crease, and then I'm going to like cut it with a brush and maybe some setting spray and see if I can't get it to just like look like its own cut crease. This is really not the brush I want. Here it is. It's been a while since I've done some of these more tutorial type ones, but I like them. I wish I could kick out the chair and like sit here for you guys. Glasses. Yeah, I mean, like, what else do I say, right? I'm not a very good live streamer. I'm going to take and pinch. Well, I've got the brushes here. Let's just do it. So this is from my Destiny. I am going to link that. I don't know if I can link in the eye after the stream is over with. Anybody let me know. The My Destiny brush set review. I would not be opposed. Let me get this out of the way so you guys don't sit there and stare at a mirror while I do my makeup. There's the beginning. Let's deepen it up with Plummet. Right there. Let's deepen it up. And then I'm going to cut it with Megalodon right there. And then fade that into the hidden treasures. So like go from like aqua to white, I think. I might have to use some of this Thrilled shade right here, but we'll see. I might be able to do it without. I put lashes on just in case, like it took me like 6 hours to do this and I was like, okay, class dismissed, you know. But we trucked right along. Hopefully I can get better at doing these live streams and just get more, I don't know. It just get easier for me to do. Okay, so we've got deepened outer crease, not deepened. Let's go for the gold here, folks. See, people don't want me live. You know why? Because I say funny things. And then I'm like, why? Why did I say that? All right, let me put this. Oh, yeah, that looks really attractive, folks. So I think I might use the white first. Okay, it looks decent on camera. In person, I'm like pretty sure my husband's not gonna let me go out in public. MAC 242. Grabbing Hidden Treasure, which is that beige shade. May need to spritz my brush, but guess what? The spritz is over there. So let's just do it this way. Let's just put it on this way. Ooh, kind of pretty. I kind of don't see it, but it's kind of pretty. Oh, it's like you can't really see it except for the gold reflect. Do we like that? We like that for our duping the vibes of the Muerte? I think I do. I'm going to put it all the way up here. Extending it past my crease because I do have hooded eyes. So push it all the way over this way. Because when I go to put in Megalodon in there, it'll be a nice blend for it. So, all right. And then again, here is the Muerte dupe palette that I created using Sydney Gray shadows. And I'm going to dip into Megalodon now. I think that Hidden Treasures would work really well if I wet the brush. But for today's sake, that's okay. We'll just go ahead and go in dry. All right, this really needs to be wetted. It's a little bit chunkier. You know what? Team Finger, here I come. I'm going to put that Megalodon all the way back into it. I don't really care for this, but to me, that's more Muerte than this, right? This looks like it could have came from Natasha Denona's palette, or it could have came from a NARS palette, or from, you know. very basic neutral palette. It is very nice. Yes. I think you recommended this to me and I was like, oh yeah, next time I make a purchase, that's coming in my basket. It's coming home with me. The secret will be just kind of get this all the way there. Blend it up almost cat eye like, right? Does it look okay? I have not done very many of these tutorials since I kind of found my groove. Oh, so for the technical crew, the tab that I'm on is using my camera microphone. Is using that camera's microphone. That's interesting. And there we go. She's just swiping on just like a pro. So beautiful. Oh, that was way too much. Oh my goodness. Well, now I gotta do it to the other side. This is not how I thought I was gonna spend my day. Let me blend a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, blends just nice. See that? And I'll dip into some of that hidden treasure, that yellow shade, and just kind of blend into it. The thing about that hidden treasure is on my end, the way it's reflecting is almost like a golden reflect. I don't know if I would want that or not. I was doing this all over again. Okay. And what do we think of the final look? Okay, so this one does look like it needs a little bit more than that one. It's just like darker. There we go. Close enough. Close enough. All right, that is it. That is the completed look for you all. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and flash this down here on the layout. If you guys want, I will go ahead and list these in the description box afterwards. Give me some time. I'll put them all well, I won't link them, but I'll list them down there for you guys. And that is my Melt Cosmetics Muerte palette dupe. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next live stream. Bye.